Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Alright folks, so I'm going to start this video very specifically. I'm going to start this video with a couple words. Here it goes. Dear black people, I hope you're paying attention, and I hope this video and this information finds you well. I hope you're listening with an open mind and more importantly an open heart. It's time to have a conversation about Joe Biden. So here's the thing, or here's the question that I have. When is enough going to be enough? How much insult until it becomes injury? You realize Democrats don't care about you, right? You realize that everything Joe Biden says and promises to you is empty, right? Joe Biden's support from black voters continues to dwindle. I'd argue rightly so, but his approval rating with black voters is still 60+%. The question I'm asking myself is, how? How is that even remotely possible? You do realize that everything Joe Biden says and does in regards to courting the black vote is a complete scam, right? There's only one word to describe it. Pander or pandering. Everything these people do, everything these top Democrats do to target black voters is empty, shallow, and manipulative. It's been 3 years of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in office. They have passed zero legislation to make your life better. They've passed zero targeted legislation. They've made everyone's standard of living and lives worse. And they've done absolutely nothing to target community inequality. Let's call it historic inequality. They love to call it systemic racism. I think it's historic inequality. And sure, something can and probably should be done to do it, but if you think for a second that the Democrats are going to be the ones to do it, in my opinion, you're simply not paying attention. The Democrats care about one thing and one thing alone: getting your vote in an election season. It's been 3 years, they've done nothing, and now all of a sudden, as Joe's support from black voters is dwindling, they've come up with a new strategy. And that strategy is the most pathetic, empty, vapid pandering campaign I think we've ever seen, or at least we've seen since Hillary Clinton's infamous hot sauce moment. I want to have a conversation about this. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks. I want to first start off with this MSNBC clip where Joe Scarborough makes the point that if you compare Donald Trump and Joe Biden and their public appearances, that Donald Trump is the one that's, quote, cognitively impaired.
And again, Rev, he's talking about Joe Biden being cognitively impaired. He looks cognitively impaired.
Yeah, apparently when you listen to the former president speak and the current president speak, it's obvious that Joe Biden's the competent guy and Donald Trump, well, he's the moron. I'm literally laughing as I'm saying that. But then you listen to Joe Biden speak.
Representing the groundbreaking legacy of hip-hop in America, LL Cool J. By the way, that man's got biceps bigger than my thighs. I think he's...
Not only is Joe Biden obviously the one who's cognitively impaired, but Joe Biden is also the biggest political rat. This is their new campaign strategy to court black voters. Hip-hop. Giving LL Cool J, which Joe Biden doesn't even know who he is or how to pronounce his name, LLJ Cool J. He then, by the way, called him boy. And that's the totally not cognitively impaired strategy to get your vote. You know, the words that I keep saying, right? Manipulative, vapid, empty, pandering. I mean, it's right in front of you. The writing is on the wall. In politics in general, people have important issues. People have actual dilemmas. Right now, people are skipping meals or not paying their electricity bill so they could afford to buy groceries. People are having their cars repoed. They can barely afford to keep a roof over their head. And Joe Biden's messaging campaign to black voters is, yo, I'm down with the hip hops. And no, it's not one isolated situation. It really feels as though this is like the new strategy. And they seem to be using Kamala Harris as the proxy or the vessel. It started back on Charlemagne the God's show where Kamala Harris all of a sudden was down with the hip hops and smoking the reefer.
What do you listen to? Because I know she has to go. So what does Kamala Harris listen to?
What were you listening to when you was high? What was on? What song was
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, definitely Snoop. Tupac for sure.
Oh, she used to listen to Tupac and Snoop Dogg, even though Tupac and Snoop Dogg literally weren't even a thing when she was in college. It started with that, and now it's Kamala Harris sitting down with Quavo from the Migos.
Mama? You brought your family?
Yep, I came with Mama.
Welcome. Come on in. Come in. Come in. I know that.
Or Kamala Harris dancing and grooving. Or Kamala Harris dancing and grooving. It's funny how these clips and these moments only started to appear once Kamala Harris was kind of like that token person to appeal to particular voters. Or here's Kamala Harris after a half a century. It is clear hip-hop will not be erased. Hip-hop is here to stay.
Welcome to the first ever hip-hop house party at the home of the Vice President of the United States. Hip-hop is the ultimate American art form. It is clear hip-hop is here to stay.
Kamala Harris celebrating the 50-year anniversary, I think it's something like that, of hip-hop music. Look, not exactly a big deal, like really not a big deal at all, if it was genuine, authentic, but it's obviously not, right? When is Kamala Harris's political identity throughout her entire political career, I mean, we're talking about decades in politics, when has it ever revolved around hip-hop? There's only one answer to that question. Never. Literally never. In fact, Kamala Harris was the person putting young black men in prison for simple possession charges. Now all of a sudden, Kamala Harris has adopted an image that she's down with the streets, yo. I mean, look, I'm not black, so I'm not gonna pretend to speak for black people, but hypothetically, if I was black, I couldn't think of many things much more insulting. The implication is that you don't vote based on economic issues, based on important topics that are relevant to your standard of living. No, you vote based on identity and skin color. That's why Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. I mean, what a deeply, deeply offensive idea. They're not mobilizing money and opportunity. There's no platinum plan for Black America. There's no plan at all. It's just LLJ Cool J, dancing, celebrating hip-hop, going on Charlemagne the God's show, or having some random celebrity, part of the hip-hop community, endorsing them. Last time it was Cardi B, although she's seemed to have had at least a small political reawakening lately, and now it's Quavo or Snoop Dogg.
I just want to say this real quick, man, on the political shit. Ain't no fucking way in the world y'all can vote for Donald Trump when he come back up again. If y'all do vote for him, y'all some stupid motherfuckers. I'm saying that to y'all. And this punk motherfucker don't care. Don't vote for that nigga, please don't.
Frankly, it's insulting. I mean, come on, it's so insulting. There's no plan. And so you're faced with two options. There's Republicans who, to a certain extent, yeah, they're not going to pander to you because it's a completely different worldview. The Republican worldview is to create an open economy that works for everybody, to get government out of the way, to create more opportunity for everyone regardless of skin color. And of course, there's the Democrat strategy, which is what we outlined in this video. You know, it's a choose your path moment. There's left and there's right. There's two roads. There's two walking paths. Pick one, wanderer. The right choice seems very much obvious. Strong policy that doesn't target based on identity, that doesn't discriminate, or the soft bigotry of low expectations, empty promises, empty pandering, and a whole load of nothing. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.